Now I'm going to go over how to use some of the basic functionality in Google Classroom. This is actually going to be a few different videos, so make sure you keep an eye on the channel for future videos about Google Classroom to come out. We're going to go over how to make classrooms, add students, create assignments, grade assignments, return assignments, a bunch of different things, some of the other settings. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified when new videos about Google Classroom pop up on the channel. But today we're just going to go over how to add your own classroom, and we're going to go over how to get your students to join that classroom, and we're going to go over it's called the stream tab, but we're going to go, it's really like a message board. We're going to go over how to use that to its fullest, so you can stay in contact with your students and post updates about the class and everything like that. So yeah, let's get started. First thing you want to do is log in, and if you have a G Suite account through the school you work for, use that Gmail account, not a personal one or anything. This will just make it easier to kind of manage it, and it'll make it easier for students to join, because if those students also have a Gmail account through the school, it's just easier for them to join and find the classes and everything like that, and it's easier for you to manage everything. So just make sure you're using the right type of account if you have one. If not, I am just using a normal Gmail account, so you can do that if you feel like you really need to. So I'm in Google Classroom here. This is the main page, and I'll put a link to the website in the description below. But at the top, you can see a plus button over here, and it says create or join a class. We're going to click on that, and we're the teacher, so we're going to create a class. You can also join a class if you need to, but I'll show you that on the student side in a minute here. So let's click create a class. And again, this is giving you the information, kind of what I just told you about using that G Suite for Education account. So if you do have one of those, make sure you are using that, not a personal Gmail account. Click continue. So here you get here's where you can type in the information for the class. So we're going to name the class as technology. Tech. Sure. You can name the class something else if you want to. You can name it the same thing. You can use your name, whatever makes it the easiest. But you do kind of want to treat classes like the actual classes you have in real life. That'll make managing each class easy, and it'll make grading everything a little easier, and just to keep it kind of separate. So if you're like the biology teacher in a high school and you have more than one biology class, make sure you create one class like biology A, and then have another one as biology B, just to help keep everything separated. And we'll just do room 205. That's you can put the room number down. Again, maybe you can use the room to label it A or B, or different numbers. Again, it's up to you. We'll go ahead and click create. And once it's created, you can see it's going to pull us up into that actual class here. So I'm just going to go back for a second to show you what the main page looks like. So if we had multiple classes, you would see the different classes laid out here, and you can click on the one you want. So we're going to go ahead and open that back up. And here you see a bunch of information. And we're going to start with the information here. If you want to select a different theme or upload your own photo for this kind of cover photo thing, you totally can. It's up to you. This just picked it because it knows it's a tech class, so it has tech devices here. Now over here, you can see the name of the class, and then you can see the class code. And if you click on this little square, it's going to make the class code nice and big, and you can copy it. The class code is what you can send out to students so they can go ahead and join your class. Okay, there are ways you can manually add the students into the class, and we'll go over that in a little bit here, but you can just email out this code or send it to them, however, and they can just go in and type it in. So if I go over to my student page here, so this is my account that's a quote-unquote student, I'm going to go over here to the plus button again, and instead of create class, I'm going to hit join class. And once I do that, I'm just going to paste in that code. It's going to take a second to join, but here you go. You can see here's the class, and I see almost all the same information that you do. So I'm going to go back to the teacher page, close out of this. Now there's a bunch of different things you can see here, and right here, this main page basically is like a message board. So you can share something with the class here, and if you select it, you can type a post, maybe an update on an assignment or something like that. You can add a file if you need to, any kind of type of file or a YouTube link or something like that. You can click on students, and you can say all students. You can do just select students. But if you want to do select students, it might be easier to email them separately or something like that. Maybe focus on, on using this more for the whole class, but that's up to you. You can type in whatever you want. And down here you can see the post button. You can click post to immediately post it, but if you hit the arrow, you can post it now. You can schedule it, or you can save it as a draft. So you can schedule it to post at a certain date and time if you want to. We'll go ahead and just post it so you can see what it looks like. And now if I go back to the student and I refresh the page, you can see it's right. You can see the post that the teacher put, and I can say, and I as a student can say, and I can send that if I want to. I can also say something to the class, but you can also manage this if you want to. And on your side, let's go back to the teacher. On here, you can see Bob has said something. I can reply to this comment, I can click the three dots, and I can hit delete, or I can mute Bob. That way, if he's being obnoxious or whatever, I can just go ahead and mute him. And there's more controls in the settings, but we'll go over that in a minute. The other thing you have here up where you can post something are these arrows, and this says reuse post. And if I had other classes, they would be listed under the technology class here, and you could click on that, click on a post you've recently posted in that class, and it'll repost that same information here. So if you do have a biology A and a biology B class, and you post something in A and you want to post the exact same thing in the B class, you can do that pretty easily by going right here and clicking on those arrows. So this is the stream. This is kind of a message board type thing. If you click this down arrow, you can just see more information about the class. So that's going to do it for the first video, part 1, on the Google Classroom. But yeah, that's how you go and create a classroom. That's how you can add students, send out the code to them, and kind of use the message board here to stay in contact with your students. And if they have any questions, they can kind of comment and, create a post and things like that. So pretty easy so far, but yeah, keep an eye out for those other videos. Hopefully this helped.